Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Jack Divine. I am just getting this sucker started up. Let's see what we got going. There we are. It's office hours. What is it? It's got to be close to 12 o'clock now. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's a little after 12. Anyway, had some free time today. Hey, yo, second day in a row. Yeah, what a treat. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the return to form. And let's get the whole guitar in this shot here and see what's going on today. Let's get that up. All right, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about this thing I always talk about because I'm not that concerned about a lot of elements in music these days other than this thing right here. I keep talking to everybody about like note recognition and brightening your blues. These are the things that, you know, make the guitar player sound like a hack more often than not, is whether or not they're utilizing the sixth over top of major chords over the flat seven. So in this blues, right, this is out of C sharp minor. So if you're in tune, you'll be up here for the one chord, here F sharp for the, actually not C sharp minor, it's just C sharp. All right, F sharp is the 4, and then up to A flat for, or G sharp for the, okay. And playing this blues actually shone a light on some of my own dark spots in terms of note recognition and position familiarity and things like that. And it was my contention that considering my yeah, absolutely. You could reach me at jack_divine@hotmail.com. It's at the end of most of my videos. It's, you know, it says like, thanks for lessons, jack_divine@hotmail.com. jack_divine@hotmail.com for lessons generally. So the idea that we're going to put forward today is this, relative to this key, okay, that we're going to want to really work on getting this note relative to the root. That's the 6. That sound, rather than... There's nothing wrong with that 7. It's a little bit gutsier and bluesier, where this is a little sweeter. So when we come down the scale, make sure you get that 6 in there. Rather than... Okay, and somebody here is commenting on this being kind of like the B.B. King sound. And without a doubt, that's, if we were looking at it out of the BB box, so to speak, that would be here. Right? Okay. The other thing that's happening that's loaning a lot of credibility to my approach when I play blues is these little tiny micro bends. You'll see like the G string here. I'm kind of pulling it a little sharp. So specific notes you can tweak a little bit. You don't want to do it with every one of them because it'll just sound like your guitar is seasick and out of tune. But Jeff Beck used to do this a lot. He used to do a lot of things now that I think about it. Poor guy, he's gone. Okay, so yeah, the microtonal, that's the thing. So if you could just learn this one little lick from this tune, which by the way, the song that I'll be doing is That's What Love Will Make You Do. Okay, so that's out of C sharp. And we'll take it from the top. To the 4. try playing a little around with some of those microtonals, right? So let's take an examination of like the general approach here. We're taking the fifth, I'm bending up into it. So the fifth can be bent into. The seventh can be bent up from, but not all the way to the major seven. The three can come up, but again, try not to go all the way to the major third unless you are into that. I like it a little flatter. All right, and that's a little quote from the melody, you know. So if we did, I think the lyrics are, if you're ever in need, there's no limit to what I'd do. Work 8 days a week and give it all to you. Something like that. So, you know, if you did, if you're ever in need, there's no limit to what I do. Work 8 days a week, child, and give it all to you. Right? And then we're into the 4 chord. That's what love will do for you. That's what love will make you do. No matter how hard I fight it, baby, I'm still in love with you. Okay, basically taking that through the vocal melody is really educational in terms of figuring out how to create a more vocal and brighter take on your blues. So what you don't want to do is take a song that has all those major thirds in the melody you don't want to take something that sounds that bright and sweet and toughen it up with too many minor threes and flat sevens. That doesn't sound terrible, but what you don't want to do is obscure the fact that the song has like that glimmer of hope in the melody, right? So look to utilize the 6 and the flat 3 bent towards. Okay, so let's check that again. If you're ever in need, we're going to come in there, okay? So. Now, the next idea is obviously you master it in one octave and then bring it to another. Right? Okay. And again, the trick is to not darken it up too much with flat threes and that. So we want that 6 bent towards the 7. And always grabbing those threes and flat threes and pushing them up towards the major third. So not quite, not there, but more. And that's pretty much it. Just you got to learn to get around, obviously, within your pentatonic shapes and understand where the tonal center is changing when it goes to the 4 chord. So out of the 4 chord, I'm thinking about this type of thing. Sorry. So that's out of this kind of C7 shape. Get out of here too, or even bend. Okay, but you want to learn how to get that. That's what love will do for you. That's what love will make you do. No matter how hard I find it. Back to F sharp. Baby, I'm still in love with you. Okay, so look for opportunities to sweeten up and brighten up your blues with 6s and bending microtonally up out of the flat 3. Now, that basically would happen over the F sharp chord. Back on 1, and now up to 5. All right. Now, one of the things that playing a blues out of C sharp will do is it'll kind of shine a light on where your dusty corners are in your mind in terms of note recognition. And it was after taking the time to actually meditate on this tune that I realized that I needed some work. And I came up with an idea about how to teach students something that they're always asking about, and that's how do I learn the whole neck? So I started thinking about it, and I came to the realization that the guitar, it only has 12 notes, right? We only have all these notes, right? And some of them have 2 names. Some of them only have 1 name. You know, E is just E. We don't really say F flat, or we don't say, I mean, you rarely do you say double D sharp, right? Or a D double sharp, rather. You know, there probably are instances in the classical domain where people are saying those things. Those enharmonic spellings can get kind of funky sometimes. But generally speaking, guitar players know the guitar favored keys, you know, the open chord keys, right? And so I started realizing if we were in kindergarten and there were 12 kids in our class, 6 of them are our friends and 6 of them are strangers. So I came up with an exercise here called the Six Strangers. All right. So the idea is that we're going to start using the technology or the technique rather of backcycling through ideas, starting in an inconvenient spot for most guitar players. That's the key of F. And any of my students that are currently enrolled with me are definitely acquainted with this. And it's not totally torturous, but it's a good exercise. It starts out simple enough, but we keep adding layer upon layer to it. I'll back up a little bit so you can see the whole neck. So let's get the mic a little closer. Hopefully you can still hear what's going on here. And actually I can fix that. Haha, technology, mic stands. Here we go. So if we're gonna go F, 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 we're gonna play downstrokes and upstrokes. Okay, F, 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 B flat, like that. And then E flat, and we're gonna say E flat every time we do it, and say A flat, D flat, D flat, G flat, G flat, B, right? Then E, A, D, G, C, and then we start over again. F, 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 B flat, B flat. And by saying the names of the notes, right? Sorry, we end up ingraining the name of it, the location of it, and the sound of it all at once. So we're stimulating. So if we're looking at it while we play it, we're seeing it, we're hearing it, we're saying it, and we're feeling the connection to that, right? And pretty soon you're going to know these Six Strangers. That's F, B flat, so on until we get down to B, which is, you know, probably the first person you know, and then E, A, D, G, C, and back to F. So the next step of this thing is to start with looking at that with the middle finger, right? We're doing, upstrokes, and we're going to introduce the two other notes in that major triad. So F, F, like that. So F, F, B flat, B flat, B flat, E flat, E flat, A flat, A flat, D flat, D flat, G flat, G flat, B, B, E, E, A, D, D, G, G, C, C, F. Okay, we're back. So after a while, you start to get good enough to go through here and say the names of the notes, and okay, and that's good. Now, once you've done that, you've learned your middle finger shape 2-1-4 arpeggios, back cycling, and you're knowing where Fs are. And you always start the Six Strangers exercise on F and go backwards through the cycle of fifths, or circle of fifths rather. All right, and fifths and fourths are kind of, you know, kind of like thirds and sixths. They're inversions of each other. So this is, that's, you know, one of them, and this is the other. Sorry. All right. So if you're work meeting right now, but I have a question for you. Of course, you could always ask a question, Alex. So you can ask after the broadcast. I'll still get it. So the idea is that we're going to be going back and forth through different arpeggio shapes now. This isn't the only F arpeggio we know. So let's try another one where we start on the index finger, come grab the third up here, and then play here, and we would do the same Six Strangers exercise. So that would be F, F, B flat, right? E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, E, A, D, D, G, G, C, C, F. So now we're doing a 1, 4, 2 shaped F arpeggio. Okay, and we're doing that all the way down, because when you look at this, that would be like E, A. We're just using the open string as kind of the equivalent of our index finger before. So. Oh, we're going to find that right here. Okay, And again, we back cycled through starting on F. So now we know all of our F triads starting with the index finger. Okay. And third variation would be starting either in this kind of C chord shape, F chord, which has its own, challenges when we get to the this G sharp. We end up with an augmented chord when we use the open D string, so we don't do that. Let's transpose up an octave. Right. Now you can do this arpeggio like this or like this. They're both very helpful to know. So this is more helpful up the neck when space becomes at a premium. Down here it's nice to be able to stretch, right? So playing D arpeggios like that is very helpful. This is a little bit more ambitious for some folks. But anyway, now we've got these two arpeggio shapes, and we back cycle through, right? And now, nope. Okay, so once we get up to the F sharp, we're gonna, or B, G sharp, G flat rather. We're gonna go there, 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 there. So we get G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Okay. And so that way we end up with 4 shapes. Okay, so we start out with the tonic on the middle finger, index finger, ring, and pinky. Okay, and the cool thing is now you've got the framework for transposing this into different octaves. So we could start out again where we started here, up here. So this is largely the same exercise just brought up. Right? Okay, but again, you're going to be learning the notes because you're saying the same series, right? F, B flat, E flat, right? A flat, D flat, on and on. E, A, D, G, C, F, and you can keep going. All right, and then again, you've got the other shapes, right? Okay. And then if you wanted to, you can always double your pleasure by adding a 4th note to your sequence. You could be going like this. Go F, 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 B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat. Just kind of flatten out the pinky and grab that octave. Okay, and we're practicing just going, but always from F, always back through. Why always from F? Because I'm a sadistic prick. No, because that's the 6 strangers. Those are the kids you don't know in your kindergarten class. You go over to your friend EADG's house. You know where they keep the Sunny D in the refrigerator. You know where dad keeps his porno mags, mom keeps her weed, whatever. But you go over to your friend E Flat's house. You've never been there. You have no idea where the snacks are. You don't know where the bathroom is. You have no idea. All right, so get to know your friends that you don't know, the 6 strangers. Okay. And then ultimately, we're going to start taking this to other places. We're going to look at like these kind of arpeggio shapes, and we can move them around in 2 directions. We can come up or down, right? Right? Or, okay, but then we're gonna end up having to do some other things here. Or, okay, or keep going up and up. But again, make up an exercise, stay inside the framework of the arpeggio you assign yourself. So if you do this on all of them. But the good news is you already know the order in which it comes, and you already know the way it's supposed to sound. So don't cheat yourself out of getting to know F in this octave, or getting both again. And we don't have to do this fast to learn. In fact, doing it slowly is better. Look at it, say it, hear it. F, 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 B flat, and so forth, okay? Then we can look at, rather than starting on F and going up, same way we kind of took the back half of this one. Right, we can do that on, say, 50% of the arpeggios. So we could do F, F, right? Okay. So on and on and on it goes. F, B flat. Right, and this is the way rock players avoid practicing. This is definitely something that you'll see horn players and piano players doing because they have the unenviable physical challenge of having an instrument that doesn't transcribe as easily. We can just not transcribe, transpose as easily as a guitar. We can just fly around and kind of change things around, but we are going to have some issues when we run out of room down low, or we want to try to acquaint ourselves with maybe mixing the shapes. So again, if you do decide to have an exercise where you have two shapes rather than, so F and then B flat coming down, and then the E flat, and then the A flat coming down. Okay, still say the A flat on A flat. Don't say A flat, A flat. Say A flat, A flat. And that way you learn, or all these notes, or even, just getting your mind to see and say and hear those notes, those weird notes that you're probably not that familiar with. All right, getting your F through G flat together is a big starting point. The only variation on this exercise you should do is altering the word flat to the equivalent enharmonic. So rather than calling that a B flat, you call it an A sharp. So you would have F, F, A sharp, D sharp, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, B, E, A, D, C are all going to be the same, and then back to F. Right? So we're getting an arpeggio workout. We're getting an alternate picking, down, up, down, up, down, up. Always play them in pairs, so groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, up, down, up. Right? Down, up, down, up, down, up. So if you do 2s or 4s, 6s on each shape, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You're just getting more picking workout. And, take it slow. You do not have to go fast, but you do have to get to know these kids because you're going to be going to school with them for the rest of your career at school. That was a nice little whack there. Let's see what we've got going here. Somebody shooting me some comments here. What do we got here? See if I can help. Turn this down a little bit. Oh, okay. It's quite a few. Do I have contact information? Did the BB King stuff? Yeah, those microtonal bends. Yep, I'm in a work meeting now. And then last night, thanks for the lessons, Jack. Reminds me of a Yes tune. Oh, yeah, I guess so. I mean, your more educated musicians, will do things like this where you hear these backcycling progressions and things like that. So, just take your time and you'll get to know these things. And remember, there's going to usually be 2 or 3 equivalent ones. So like an F arpeggio here. Sorry. That's 1 with 2 on the B. F, and then we've got A and C. But we can grab that A up here and have a different shape to practice. That's a kind of a sneaky one a lot of people don't think about, okay? Because this is tough because you have to pivot. Okay, and then we've got across 3 strings. Right? Okay, so kind of a bitch, that one too. All right, and those are the 2 little nuggets I wanted to share with the class today, or here for office hours. I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything like that, but I did want to check in real fast and just kind of say hi and reestablish a connection with my audience. No, the people that have helped prop me up, and show some gratification, some gratitude rather, because frankly this has been fun, but I took some time off to take care of some business. So anybody got any questions? If you don't, I'll happily sign off and get back to my day. All right, well, that's fine. No worries and nothing personal. I'll be back soon, I'm sure, and keep an eye out for more office hours and whatnot. And Alex, like you said, if you're at work and you want to ask a question, feel free to write again. And if anybody is into getting personal lessons, that's dynamite, sure. But why don't you just take down my email address there, Jack_Divine, and reach out at hotmail.com rather. and we'll do it like that. All right. Take care, everybody. It's Jack Devine saying adios from Brooklyn, New York.